This is one player out of 209 downloads on all my games. Even though people seem to be playing and enjoying my games, I never got a single review. So there must be something stopping them, right? It has to be someone moderating the reviews who has a problem with me. So I thought, why not make a game about rating reviews to find out if there's something holding them back? To create this game, I divided the process into 6 parts. First, creating a template review. This will be used and instantiated later in the main scene. I started with the UI stuff. A lot of developers recommend not to worry about the visuals in the beginning, but I don't know, I don't like working on the game when it looks terrible. So that's what I did. I wanted a review that looked like on Google, for example. It was also the first time I used the panel node in Godot, and it took me some time to figure out how to change the appearance. Then I created the main review text part thing, a date when the review was created, and the start display. Finally, the buttons were added, and honestly, it was so much fun designing them. And that's already the template. The next part is to connect. Wait. I also want to review each part of making the game. The template was inspired by the elegance and authentic joy evident in the original source of inspiration. 5 stars. Let's see how the other parts will go and how I'll rate them. Okay, next up. Second, hooking up the UI with code. To show a random review every time this scene starts, I had to create a database. I set up arrays for usernames, dates, positive and negative reviews, and reviews that have to be denied. It was definitely an annoying thing to do, but it was also just kind of freeing to just let it all out, you know? I did not use AI for this. Here are my favorites. Okay, enough, it's getting out of hand. I also added this Thanos effect to the review when you press the wrong button. It's so satisfying. How do we rate this part of making the game? It could be described as both annoying and enjoyable, although the latter quality was somewhat overshadowed by the former. 2 stars. Third, the main scene. What happens when we put together everything I've done so far? You get? The main scene, nothing special. I just clicked this button here and added the review tablet. Of course, you can't miss a back button, and I also added this little glow on each side to show where approved and denied reviews go, but that was basically all. Oh, and I added these stats and some community guidelines so you know which reviews to deny and which to accept. The process is rapid and straightforward, which is to be expected given the simplicity of the task. 5 stars. Next up is something every game developer encounters in the process of making a game. Fourth. Everything falls apart. You might ask, how can it break already? You just display text via code. And I answer, you little dumbass. It's not broken yet, but it will be soon. Is that cringe? I don't know. To add some more action, I wanted to add 2 quick time events. But which ones? I don't have any ideas. Oh, what a coincidence. That was my fault too. The system breaks down and you have to do a little minigame. That's the quick time event if you didn't figure. I made the UI, blah blah blah. You already know that part. It was fun and all. 5 stars, blah blah blah. Shove it up your ass. So this is how the error looks now. Now we just have to make it work in a 12-second coding montage. Oh hey, here's a small little bug I had. And here's another one. Well, it was hopeless. I had prepared these collisions to add to the theme of the system being broken, you know. The minigames always spawned up and fell on the UI correctly, pero no ha funcionado. Why did I write this in Spanish in the script? What the flip? Anyway, what I wanted to say is that it didn't work, and I really wanted to fix it all before starting the second QuickTime event. The problem was the collision, which moved the array correctly but did not reappear when the event was called a second time. I honestly don't even know how I got it to work properly. It just did after endlessly trying for 4 hours. But I'm very glad it works as it should, obviously. Well, let's rate this part of making the game. Stupid shit, 1 star, 0 if I could. Fifth, spirits are high again. Or am I? Now that 50% of the QuickTime events were working, I could finally start with the second one. The idea was that there would be an overflow of reviews to review, aka spam. Luckily, I created the scene just for the review template itself, which made this operation about 234% easier. I don't know if it's really that percentage, I'm just yapping as usual. But I had a solid draft of the feature pretty quickly. Let's just polish it a bit here and a bit there and... No wait, here's a bug. Oh, and a second bug. And another bug! No! Oh, it was actually easy to fix. Just did some programming magic here and there and... Wait, that's the second event thing done, right? Just quickly rating this part, yeah, was alright, 3 stars, blah blah blah. The game is basically done, is it? 6th. The rest. One of the last things I added was the title screen. For this I used the 2 buttons from the review I already had and added the rating stars around them. I always wanted to experiment with tweens in Godot, so I thought this was the perfect time to do it. The stars should rotate when you hover the mouse over them. And that's what I did. It was honestly not difficult, although they don't work properly. But it's a cool little gimmick. I also borrowed this really cool scene transition shader by BitLiveGD on godotshaders.com. Next, I just cleaned up the game a bit and removed some bugs. I also rewrote some reviews or changed their category to make it a bit easier to tell which review is good and which is not. Part 6 is kinda hard to rate. I give it 4 stars. The experience was not particularly enjoyable, although it could be considered relatively free of annoyance. And that's all my reviews. I've now learned that review moderators have a lot to do, such as fighting waves of spam. They don't have time to think about disliking someone and stopping their ratings. Also, besides, most moderating systems use AI to filter reviews anyway. I think it would be funny if you write your comment in this review style with the stars and all, and just give me some feedback. That would be super helpful, thanks. This video is janky, I think, but I like making it.